Hey, welcome back to the Ping Pong Flix Show. My name is Chris Wong. This is episode 516 of the Ping Pong Flix Show. A little bit more about Birds of Prey, but more specifically, Cathy Yan's possible project for Birds of Prey 2. More like, I guess you can say, Harley Quinn 2. Screen Rant wrote this article in relation to a rap article. Director Cathy Yan, Birds of Prey 2 could include Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy romance. Okay, so let's see what she had to say about this. Speaking to the rap about a potential Birds of Prey 2, Yan said, "I would love to see Poison Ivy, and I would certainly love to see the relationship between Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy. She's not ruling a sequel out after the first movie's disappointing box office run either," and went on to tell the outlet, "I think people aren't ready to let go of Harley Quinn quite yet, and Margot, I don't think is ready to let go of Harley Quinn yet either." So, now, if you want to see a great Harley Quinn, Poison Ivy kind of relationship so far, go and check out the Harley Quinn animated series with Kaylee Cuoco. It's very good. I would say you can see the heart there. You can see their relationship there, and being best friends and like that. It works very, 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 very well in that moment, right? Birds of Prey, probably my least favorite movie of all the DCEU. It is, it didn't make the box office money as a brand. As a brand, it really, really just crawled over that line, right? So I don't know, and I have a hard time believing that they'll give Cathy Yan another sequel. I just don't know if they will at this moment, unless, it's on VOD right now, and it's going to be, like, successful on VOD, and then, they say, okay, let's make another one, right? I don't know. I'm not sure. Harley Quinn is in another movie coming out, and that's James Gunn's The Suicide Squad. So if that is good, that could reinvigorate Harley Quinn, and maybe the studio will see, okay, maybe Harley Quinn still has some stuff, still a lot of life into that character, right? If they even thought Birds of Prey wasn't. Cathy Yan did say that they were disappointed, but as in terms of Harley Quinn and a Poison Ivy movie, I really want to look forward to more like David Ayer's Gotham City Sirens. I think he can probably hit that out of the park. And I would probably look forward to that Harley Quinn, Poison Ivy, even the Catwoman in Gotham City Sirens. Something that, David Ayer wanted to do at the beginning, and they never got a chance to do it. I guess Margot took that and decided to go with this Birds of Prey round. But you never know. Maybe the studio says, you know what, let's give David Ayer another shot at it. His Suicide Squad movie, yes, we changed it and we altered it, and it really wasn't the Ayer cut per se, but it still made a lot of money. It's still made quite, a lot more than this movie, like almost 2.5 times more than this movie, right? So there's something there for that, and maybe David Ayer had a good idea, and I would love to see that. I would love to see the Gotham City Sirens. If they cannot have Black Mask back, maybe have them go against Deathstroke or something like that. I think that would be a much more better movie. I get that Cathy Yan would love to explore that. We'll see how it goes. She may still be able to explore the Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy relationship. We'll see. But right now with the box office run, I don't know. I don't think that she'll get another chance. I don't think so. But if she does, hey, awesome. But if not, well, give David Ayer another try. And he, like you said, his Gotham City Sirens is not off the table. It's on hold per se. So I would really love to see that Harley Quinn, Poison Ivy, Catwoman, Gotham City Sirens versus another a Batman villain. Like, I don't know. it could be Black Mass. Maybe, like I said, Harley Quinn could have thought wrong and saw it wrong, remembered it wrong. She's kind of cuckoo. So, he still may be alive, or go against like someone like the likes of Deathstroke or something. So I thought that might be a really compelling and kind of good. Or Gotham City Sirens versus the Birds of Prey. That'd be kind of awesome too, and would love to see what that would kind of come out and what that would look like. All right, so that's it for that. Next one is kind of I don't like talking about it too much, but I see it's something. It relates to a possible movie coming out, or not coming out, or even him being involved. So the whole thing today was that Ezra Miller got choked a fan out, apparently, and pulled to the floor. But you take a look and you tell me what you see here.
Learn it? Did you want to fight? Is that the deal? Whoa, bro. You want to fight? You want to learn it? Did you want to fight? Is that the deal? Whoa, bro. You want to fight?
So it's very short. This is stretched out to 14 seconds because it's really only a 7-second clip. And it's apparently by, the person that was, of course, was there. That person shared it. And I want to wait to see what Ezra Miller and his, reps have to say about this, right? And like a lot of people said, it's kind of weird. It's only 7 seconds. We don't know what happened before. We don't know what happened after. We don't see footage of what happened there. Just people saying what happened after. And, people could be wrong in this canceling day and age, So Variety did write an article about this where they claim they talked to a source over at that bar in Iceland about that this incident kind of happen, and they had an altercation. Ezra Miller had to be escorted out and things like that. So there is something there. Although I've also heard from within the Twitter that it's during COVID-19, and by now the bars should have been closed. So that's kind of interesting as well. So I'm going to wait to see what Ezra Miller and, what Ezra Miller's reps have to say. They did reach out. Variety reached out to them, also reached out to Warner Brothers. Now, aside from the fact that this kind of thing is happening in his personal life, whatever, right? I have to look at this as how this would affect the movie world. Just like the Amber Heard thing, how would that affect Aquaman 2? Now, let's be clear. Warner Brothers has not said that Ezra Miller nor Amber Heard are not reprising their roles as their characters, okay? That means we're still, right now, until official or otherwise, Ezra Miller is still the Flash. Amber Heard is still Mera. Okay? So let's be clear. There's no Warner Brothers statement about any of these incidents, whether the Amber Heard, Johnny Depp thing going on, or the Ezra Miller chokeout thing going on, right? No one has talked about this. This is just between social media, fans, Twitter, chat, whatever. That's all that is happening here. But if we were to speculate about this, if it's bad enough, right? If it's bad enough that Warner Brothers sees fit that Ezra Miller should not become Flash, that would be bad for publicity. We don't need that right now. We need this movie to be a positive movie. Then your best bet would probably be that Ezra Miller is probably not going to reprise his role as the Flash. If this turns out to be uglier than what it appears and not really appears to be. I don't know what this is yet. 7 seconds. It's only 7 seconds. It's weird. And the guy who originally posted this deleted it. So what's going on, right? So So we don't know yet about that. But I'm just saying that if it turns out to be something rather legally ugly or whatever, more uglier than it is right now, then Warner Brothers may be forced to get him off Flash, which would be sad. Same thing with Amber Heard. If Amber Heard and Johnny Depp don't clear this up and put this behind them, get some, years or whatever in between this, then she could be also off Mera as well. I mean, I'm just looking at through the lens of a studio, a lens of, you wouldn't want that bad publicity, right? I mean, that's the whole reason why, like, Kevin Spacey was taken off House of Cards, taken on a movie. That's just the way business goes. Once you have bad publicity, you're off. You're off the roll. You're done. It's nothing to do with your personal life. It kind of is, but it's just that there's this negative air around you, and the studio doesn't need that to, potentially affect their movie release negatively. So that's just the way it goes, and that's where I'm looking at through it myself. I don't care what they do in their personal life, but but I do like to look at it in terms of, well, how does this affect their movie? Because this is my channel. I'm all about DC films, and I want to see who is gonna if these movies are gonna be released, right? So the Flash delayed. This whole COVID-19 is going nuts. We did kind of forget about Amber Heard a little bit, but as this pandemic still going on around the world, people may even forget about this too. And just for example, Josh Brolin, he was arrested, right? Didn't he get arrested for abusing Diane Lane or something like that? Who else? Robert Downey Jr., Jeremy Renner. There's so many different people, and they're still working today. Josh Brolin became Thanos. Robert Downey Jr. is Iron Man. Although it took a lot of years to come out of that, but he did. And Jeremy Renner had that whole thing with his wife. I have no idea. So it happens. It trends for a bit. It dies down unless it is potentially serious, and then it'll take years or potentially a career killer, like how Kevin Spacey's right now, right? Mel Gibson had a little bit thing there. Kind of died out. Then he was able to work on things again. It happens. Actors and actresses are human, but if it's serious, like sexual assault, something damning like a Harvey Weinstein kind of deal, you're done. Like, you're done. So it really depends how serious this is, and we'll just have to continue to wait and see about this whole Ezra Miller situation, and of course Amber Heard as well. All right, so John Francis Daley, though, this may or may not be in regards to The Flash, right? John Francis Daley, who was originally one of the directors for The Flash, left the project, or kicked off the project, I don't know, depending on who you talk to, and due to creative differences. The studio kept Ezra Miller, but they got rid of the two directors. And he posted this today, coincidentally, while this whole Ezra Miller thing's going on, creative differences. And so people are thinking he's throwing salt, throwing shade on this thing. I don't know. He could be doing a project right now that's coincidentally he's off of it because of creative differences. Who knows? Very coincidence. But it's probably in regards to The Flash. So he's throwing a little bit of shade. I guess maybe Ezra Miller. Ezra Miller is very passionate about his Flash movie. He's very passionate about his character. And I guess John Francis Daley decided to throw a little bit of salt today. So, although I would have not wanted to really see that movie anyway. I mean, if it's going to be anything, if it's what they're saying, it's going to be a comedic, lighter tone. I'd rather see Andy Muschietti's one right now. So, moving on, a little bit into our fan pick for today, the Zack Snyder's Justice League fan poster. This is another entry that I want to pick today. This is number 682, Sikander Yadav. I totally butchered your name. I'm very sorry. At Maya V20, Vero Sikander. This is, it looks, for most part, it looks like a standard fan art poster. But I just like this detail right here. I love the faces here. And I love this part. See Superman here, you see the cape flow, and you see the badass Batman in the background. I thought that really spoke to me. It really popped out to me as I was searching through the thing. Of course, a lot of people love to use that whole green and orange, red and blue. It's the opposite. It kind of drives your eyes to it, and that's usually how posters kind of. If you look a lot of blockbuster posters like Transformers and stuff. You notice there's always that blue and orange, blue and orange, red and blue, because your eyes just really kind of just cue in on those aspects of that poster, and really your eyes are like, oh, that's pleasant. That's balanced. That's something I like. So I noticed that all the time, and this one he definitely, or she, I don't know, actually put this together very well, and for that aspect. And I just like the cape flow and everything. So very good job, Sikander Yadav, on this incredible entry for the Zack Snyder's Justice League fan poster. And because we're talking about Zack Snyder's Justice League, we've got a nice little upcoming event, and this was an idea from Delter _Fran. This little GIF here of Superman. He has yet to rise. 4/12, Zack Snyder's Justice League. See details on Good Friday. So this is what we're thinking on April 12th. Okay, April 12th, this Sunday, we're going to have possibly a Twitter event to get hashtag Zack Snyder's Justice League to trend. Now, I think it's, like many others, think it's a pretty good idea. We can use two hashtags for this event. We could have hashtag Zack Snyder's Justice League with hashtag Release the Snyder Cut, which is a more prominent Twitter hashtag. But at the same breath, for people who don't know Release the Snyder Cut yet, they could see hashtag Release the Snyder Cut, and it will trend with Zack Snyder's Justice League or vice versa. And that's perfectly fine. You may have heard otherwise that you should only use one hashtag, but if you go into Twitter themselves, Twitter does say we recommend using no more than two hashtags per tweet as best practice. No more than two hashtags. So that's really all we need. And it seemed to have worked before. We had a Release the Snyder Cut with BVS 4 years. They both were able to trend together, actually even more successfully able to trend together. So that works quite well. We did one where he has yet to rise with Release the Snyder Cut. That worked quite well as well. So I say we probably can do it again. We can do the hashtag Release the Snyder Cut with hashtag Zack Snyder's Justice League on April 12th. So this Good Friday on April 10th, there should be more details about this, possibly on when we can start, tweeting it out to get that going. So I'm really excited for that. And I did post this on Vero, by the way, and Zack Snyder liked it. So Zack Snyder knows about it. So maybe he'll, throw out a little bit, just a little bit help that day would be kind of nice. All right, guys. Well, that is it. That is it for tonight. I want to thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.